Hello and welcome back to Factory Town. In our last episode, we expanded production by a little bit of nails, and we also started making, very slowly, some rails here as planks are able to come in from the other town. So now we should be able to start building our rail system. But before we do, I noticed as I was closing the game yesterday that this wagon just isn't doing its job anymore. It's not bringing enough in at a time, so we're going to replace it with a caravan, at least for now. And that'll haul coal now from here to there instead, and hopefully that will help matters with the smelting of things here, because these just aren't keeping up the fuel they need, and this silo is sitting empty sometimes. So, yeah, doesn't hurt. So, the rail system that I want to do is going to be kind of similar, as I talked about at the beginning of the last episode, I think it was, when I promised we would get to rails in that episode and then didn't. Is similar to what we did in the Mega Base series. That is an elevated rail track going back and forth between the towns, except that I also would like to do a little bit similar to what we did in the last campaign, which was having stations at the edges of towns where items can be unloaded into train stations or whatever. It doesn't have to be a train station necessarily, although that works best for bulk. And then those items are then taken via some sort of a ground transport into town and distributed inside of town. Whether that's belts or caravans, I think I want to use caravans more. We haven't really used them a whole lot, and it's kind of a fun thing, I think. So I think we'll do that. So this is a level 6 town center. This is a level 6 town center. This one, however, is only level 5, so we can go ahead and get that upgraded as well. And then we have all level 6s, and we'll be waiting until we get metal conveyor belts and mana crystals before we can proceed with that. This episode, let's also start another research. We could go into steam power, which would get us towards the steam engines. I think I want to play with rails or with minecarts for a little bit again. We haven't played with those in quite a while, and given that I'm planning on using an elevated train that's all on one level and things are brought down via belt to ground transport, if not belted directly into the manufacturing, I think we can not focus on steam power right away, because that's going to get us, is that going to get us anything besides trains that we're possibly even going to use? Steam generators, not going to use. Steam pipes, not going to use. And steam engine, which I think is the research for steam engine. Oh, here's one of the civics researches that adds the additional town center. Okay. And that's unlocked by over here. Town center level 8. Yeah, that makes sense. The steam engine. No, what unlocks the next train, or the trains? I didn't think it wasn't listed there unless we can't get trains in this one. Well, either way, I suppose we can do it, because I'm not really going to use deep mining anytime soon. I'm probably not going to make jewelry anytime soon. And, well, I guess we could probably work on mana purification. Yeah, this might be the best one to do. Let's do mana purification. Okay, and then let's head back over here and start working on our rails starting from this town. So I think I want to have, maybe a station in this open area here in order to hand off the items. We're going to follow more or less the roadways here, the bridges and whatnot, but we're going to use wooden supports for that. So I think I want to just go up like 6 or so tiles. As we get into the towns, the stuff slopes up a little bit, but I'm not going to go into the towns. And this one's all pretty flat. It gets sloped up out here. It gets sloped up a little bit there, it looks like. So this town is flat, and it gets sloped up as it goes out. And then this comes down over the bridge, and then back up again an even amount. This goes up a little bit into the town, but I think this... Oopsie. That's not good, Wally. Don't do that. I think that we're not going to go that far into town anyway. I think we're going to stop in this neighborhood here someplace. This needs to move. That shouldn't be... Actually, there shouldn't even be a person doing that job. Although we don't have pipes, so I guess I have to keep it as a person doing that job. That's a bummer, but okay. And then I thought a little bit about how I want to handle this particular road, because we can't terraform this. So I think this road has to be here. And I need to put in the regular stone supports here because the game will do wooden ones. And we want stone supports under our roads for reasons, TM. That's 1, 2, 3. That goes there too. Is this okay here? No, it's not. 1, 2. Okay, then one more. And then I think it needs to come all the way out to here because this is a slope here. Which means we need to change this fence also. Which is fine. Oopsie. Except that I screwed it up. And screwed it up again. We're going to do this here. And then that'll go in like that. Like that somehow. I guess I did that wrong. Like this. And then this will come out. And then you can go kind of up like that. And we'll figure out what we're going to do about transportation and trading things and whatnot. Oh, that's not going to work either. There's a slope there too. Crap. This needs to come actually all the way over here. You know what? We could potentially do a corner here and call it good. Like that. Let's do that too. That's probably okay. Kind of how I had it over here, but more as a permanent solution. I think it'll be all right. We shouldn't have that much throughput, especially once we get the rails going. Okay, so back to rails. Let's do this kind of like almost like a trolley car would be or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're gonna do I forget what's that button. There it is. That was G. That turns on grid mode. Let's just do some rails here. I think I'm going to cheat the physics a little bit. How far can we get here? Actually, is that could be a problem. I didn't notice that this town actually is 2 tiles higher. Yeah, we should probably go up a little bit higher then. Should go up 2 more tiles. Here. I don't know why I didn't notice that one going up, but whatever. There. 1, 2, 1, 2, and here. Just in case we have issues later. And then rail again. So we're going to start with just a rail segment that goes from this town to the back and forth between these 2 towns. We're going to just do it to here. And then we'll go from there. And I think I can put in... some of the supports. Maybe a little bit logical. And maybe we do like every so often. Like that. Somewhere here in the middle of the bridge, maybe. And then we can go like here. Okay, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do on this end when it's time. Which I guess it is time. Okay, so I want to put these... So here's some thoughts. How to... Let me look at a minecart. How to control whether these items... So my concern is that this town's going to be shipping stone products, for example, or iron products out. And I'm going to want some of them to go to this town. And I'm going to want some of them to go all the way to this town, perhaps. And there's nothing that here that... Oh, we can't continue. We can't use... Crap. We can't use these for everything. They're filtered. We do need to focus on Steam. We do need to have trains. Crap. I always forget about that setting because it wasn't in at the beginning. Who did that? So now what? Now what do you do? I think we're going to just have to wait till we get to trains. We can keep working on the rails, and we could start hauling some of the basic items around. The biggest problem with that is sometimes the basic items are used. Yeah, let's pause this one. I'm assuming that, yeah, it remembers. Okay. Let's get this one going first. And the good news is that only takes 8 writing supplies, so it will process a bit faster, I think. No, it takes 10 work units, and so does this, so never mind. No, it was 16, so this is going to be a little bit faster. And then we have to do also the rail freight cars, which is going to be 16 work units. So we have a little bit of time to work on our rail network here. So the good news is, since we can't use minecarts for most items, we're going to instead use steam engines, steam trains rather, and steam trains have a nice filter on them where we can put a tag in there. If you remember my Mega Base series, I used this in a few instances. That's funny, those caravans are right next to each other. Like a caravan of caravans. So what we can do is we can actually force trains off the track that are destined for this town. And then they can go back on the track to go back to their home. Whereas if a train is destined for the other town, it can continue along the main track. So, you know, maybe we want to put in a station or multiple stations right here. At this height someplace here. And then the rest of the rails will continue on through the town somewhere like this. That shouldn't have been there, like this. And those will continue right on through town and go on to the other town. Except that we ran out of rails right there. Awesome. But that'll work. So I think we'll do some artificial supports here. Not enough planks. Ooh. Oh, because I just spent a crap ton. Oh, that was probably the planks that ran out, not the rails. Yeah, we have 55 rails left. We need more planks. Let's set up another plankery. Over here someplace we need to have, let's see. These are boosted, those are boosted. So we need to have this in or near town. We could do... Actually, what we could do is we could put in... See, this guy's just filling up storage. And let's say we don't want him to do that anymore. Let's instead copy this one. And put these into a barn. And have him working on that. And then we'll do a belt. And that'll make a few more planks for us to be able to have. You have everything you need. Now you need a supply of nails. We have nails currently being sold here in this town. So I think we just need to... Where am I... Am I delivering? All right, I'm delivering those nails that way. You can retire. Oopsie. And I think we need to have a separate caravan that's hauling nails from here. Although there's not very many. Hopefully you have a decent supply. Pretty decent supply. And this one's going to take nails from there all the way here. And that'll work out well. But we do need to do something about this also, because this is not enough... whatchamacallit? Not enough to go to deliver all this stuff. Let's do that. You can go there. There's not enough belt to deliver all this stuff there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 belts. Going into the storage here. Thank you. And then... I think I'm going to move this back here. because then I can take this one out and put a splitter in here. And that'll push some of them onto this belt and basically divide these 3 up into 2 belts. And that'll get us a little bit more steady of a production of that stuff. And then iron bars are doing fine. All right. So that should help matters a little. Because we don't really need to continue selling nails there, but we do need to continue selling, or need to start selling nails here, so that we can get these houses upgraded to the next level. Because that's just more population, and why not? And plus, it gives us a little more happiness here in this town, because right now our happiness is 1.2 here, and over here our happiness was. To click on 1.7. So subtracting the nails from here and putting them over here instead is going to balance out the productivity a little bit in the multiple towns. You're not doing so hot here, my friend. But that's okay, because all we need is some. We don't need a lot, just some. Okay, back to the inane part, or not the inane part, the kind of useless part of it, which is putting up the supports. And it's only being done for the logic, the real-world physics logic here, no other reason. See, missed one. All right, and then this can go like right in here someplace. We can put it right here. Where this road is. I don't know if this road's permanent or not, but it's fine. Then we can continue with this along the way. And here we run out of planks again. Okay. Maybe somewhere in this neighborhood? Planks again. All right, we'll let those build up. Let's see. How close are we on the research here? Half. I just noticed it shows the town the building is connected to here, too. 5 linked houses and forestry specialty. Nice. Oh, all the buildings show that. How did I miss that before? And then I think I want to do a similar type of thing here. I don't think parallel stations are in order. I don't think we're going to have that much traffic. But we can do a row of stations right here. And those would be, let's see, let's take this out this way. And those would be right in here. Station, do we have that yet? Need more planks. Well, we can do this while we're waiting. I think I'll put 1 space there. Oopsie. We're going to want a platform here for the station to sit on. And we're going to do a bunch of stations in a row here eventually. I'll just plan for 2 for right now. It is very easy to miss that alignment. So everything that comes into and out of this part of the rail here is going to come into these stations, so we don't need to have any sort of a bypass or a split of any kind. Everything that comes down here needs to go to one of these stations anyway. And I could parallelize the stations, but I don't think it's necessary. The only potential issue is, do I want space between these 4 belts and chutes with items? I think the answer to that question is yes. Now the next question is how much space? Well, potentially a station can have up to 8 items. Potentially. So if you said you wanted to connect 3 of them out on one side, and I know I can stack them higher, but then that just means I have more spaghetti to do with the belts. So if I said that I wanted to have 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and then you could have up to 2 on the third side. I think we could just say that we'll put 3 spaces between each station, and we'll figure out if we need to have 8 in both stations, how we're going to handle that. And then how we're going to handle the last station kind of thing. Well, actually, is that going to be enough? Because the middle stations... We'll figure it out. We can always have taller connections if we need to. So maybe we have one thing that's loading and one thing that's unloading kind of thing. And then we can bring in materials here. And we can loop around. We can put our logical supports in here. All right. And then we'll connect those up once we know what we're going to connect up to this. And then eventually these silos here will go away because we'll be shipping out nails and ingots via these trains anyway. And so then here we're going to do the same kind of thing. Let's see. We could do like a station. So if you think about this, the only things that need to come into the station that's here are items coming from that town. Items coming from that town could come into a station on this end of town. So here for every... This isn't exactly a true statement, but for every one station we put here, or 2 stations we put here, we probably only need one station here. Although the number of items might preclude that. But let's just say that that's a true statement. Let's veer this off somewhere back here, maybe? I think what I want to do is I want to have this train coming back into the network like this. Yeah, that's not what I wanted you to do. Thanks. Something like this. So they'll cross and then make that left turn. And I want to make sure that... how can I control to make sure that... Oh, that's how I can do it. One way, that way, I think. Because I want to make sure that this train... Oh, I have an even better way. Let's do a... now I have to remember which one's which. Sorter will force items to follow the path. So, no matter what, if the train comes this way out of the station, or the train comes this way as a through train from that town back to this town, it needs to make that turn. Whichever way it's coming from, it needs to make that turn. There should never be a train that goes straight through, and actually the rail won't let it. I didn't set the rail up to let it, so maybe this isn't even necessary. Let's say that it's not necessary. I think we'll go here. And that'll come off like this. And then we'll have a sorter here that says, no, not an item filter, a signal tag. And this is mine to farm. That is the names of the town. Or no, let's not do it that way. Let's go by the names of the towns, because we could change what these towns do. And we want those items... Well, that's going to complicate matters anyway. No, I think we want it mine to farm, because whatever item is on that train, if we end up putting, say, a new mining town out here, and this becomes an industry town, then the items from the mining town that are being sent to this town here are going to still need to go this way because they're mining items. Now the problem is, we finished the steam generator, steam connector, steam pipe item, and or recipe rather, and then the steam booster recipe. Okay, that's where the rail freight cars are. Steam locomotive. When did that get unlocked? I don't know, but apparently it is. So let's do steam locomotive. I didn't unlock that. I don't think. We just did. Obviously it was unlocked because we already had the train station. Maybe the scenario came with it unlocked. Because we just unlocked this one. Although we got more than those items. Am I insane? Did I do that research on the last episode? Probably not a good thing to ask. Especially to a chat tomorrow. So the only problem that I see is with this signal tag that apparently I didn't save. Mine to farm town. The only problem with this is that some of the items that are going to be coming in on the train from the mining town will instead go to the... Why am I yawning? Will instead end up going to the industry town. And then we'll need to have another sorter here pushing the items off the rail. Because I don't think, I keep clicking the thing. I don't think you can add another thing here and make it be two separate signal tags. I don't know if, maybe I should look at these and see if there's anything. Can I do an F1? Wait, isn't that the help? Oh, dot is help. Who knows what F1 was just doing? That doesn't help me any. Okay, so it doesn't really tell me what I can do. Well, I think we tested that out in the last in the mega base. So I think what I'll have to do is just add another one like here and split this rail off and then merge them back in together again. And that'll be fine. So let's put in another station. Let's go right in this neighborhood. Maybe we should leave 2 spaces. Again, for the for room for the belts and whatnot that we want to connect here. Train station. It could just come down to, maybe we have a bulk station here where there's multiple slots of the same item, or we just don't fill up the stations entirely. I think that'll be fine. So the steam locomotives we can already make. That's great. They, of course, cost just red coins, iron plates, and iron wheels. And they also, I didn't think about this, they also cost us coal or some sort of fuel to run. And we have coal over here. That is one patch of coal. We have another patch over there. How much more coal do we have on the map? Okay, there's coal over here and here. So we have coal we can deliver. I think what I want to do is have a fuel stop, a fuel loader, and we'll just make that one of these. We can do a fuel train that turns off of here. It's gonna be a short train. don't know. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Steam locomotive. And we can't do the minecart yet. We have to wait till it's done. But the point of this is that should fit there. And so then we want to have a train stop that's loading here. This one is only loading coal for now. We could eventually make the fire crystals when it's time. And then this can go right back onto the rail. Like this. In order to go to the other town. And it should just be like a loop of where it's delivering the fuel. So we can delete that. And we also need water for this someplace. So I think what we should do is we should ship coal and load it here. And we're going to want to have a fuel loader here as well. And then we can ship the coal into this one here. Coal, I guess I could have left it alone. One of those. And let's turn all these off. So because we don't have them selected yet. And then we need to have a conveyance device taking coal from here into this train stop. Now, a chute is going to be the cheapest. A conveyor is going to be the only way to get it up higher. But let's do a chute from here. Man, I wish we had height markers on these things. Crud. Let's see. We did 6 from here. 8 from here. That's this one. 7, 6, 5. Okay, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go that high. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna do a little trick here, I think. I think this will work. Yes, it will. Actually, what I should do is... Oh, okay, good. Put a few on there just to make sure that it connected correctly. And then we can continue along this way. And along this way. No, let's make a turn back here someplace. And then we can go this way. And then this can go in. Now, of course, I'm going to get messed up on this if I end up adding more stations here, but we'll go with it anyway. And I can go right into there at exactly 1 block higher than I thought it was. Or, which is what I actually, 1 block higher than I expected it to be, and I went up by 1 extra. So that's good. Okay, and then you can get flipped around and go that way. Excellent. So we have a coal supply. Now we need a water supply. We need to make wooden pipes. Let's do that over here. And those are made in, yeah, fluid pipes. That's what they're called. Those are made in one of these things. And I think we're just going to do that here. We'll make fluid pipes. We'll get another worker, I think. You don't need to go that far to work, though. Oops. You can go, like, to there instead. And you can go here. And then we need a barn that is just taking everything. And that needs a belt. Just take everything. And there go the fluid pipes. That would now give us the ability to not have to have this worker here, which is not a bad thing. We can go into the fluid overlay. Let's go here. Fluid pipe overlay. fluid pipes, and then you can connect underground any fluid via the fluid pipes to a building, from building to building, or however you want to do it. So now that we're making those fluid pipes, we can now use a well to pump some water down here. And we did this in the mega base, so this should still work. Let's see. But we want to go like here. And then we want to do fluid pipes above ground this time. And we want to change the architecture here just a little bit. As you can see, the fluid pipe is a physical object also, not just a underground object or a hidden object. But it also shows you the planes in which you will be operating. So we're going to be operating, if we place this the way that it is, we're operating in this, a flat plane basically. We don't want that. We want to operate in a vertical plane, and I think that's the one that will work out the best for us. We want to make sure this is connected with the arrow like that. And then we just want to go up to there like this. And that pumps water uphill into this, which cannot take it because I didn't set it up to do so. Let's do water here and there. And the water will supply the train with water. And we'll do that at one station, the fuel station at each town as we do this. So we don't have the car yet, the wagons yet, the rail wagons, whatever it's called. We'll close our rail freight cars. We don't have those yet, so we can't actually get a train active. But we could do a couple of things here. So we can set coal. Actually, let's go and set water here. And coal here. And then turn all of these off. And I think we also need to turn off these, just to be safe. And this one over here as well. Okay. It's iron. All right. And then we can do the same thing with the well here and bring some water in. And I think I'll do it on this side. Well, here. And then fluid pipe. And again, we have to change our orientation to that. And then you want to look for that little blue arrow that tells you that you're connected to the building. And there's, of course, multiple spaces here we can connect to the building. I'm just going to choose the bottommost one, like I did on the other one. And that should give us a steady supply of water. That might not be enough water. We might have to add another well or two even for each of these stations. But we'll see as the trains gain more and more, as we actually build more and more trains. Because the pump only pumps one water per second. I'm sorry, one water every 2 seconds. And we don't get a boost on this at all. So that might not be enough water, but we'll have to see in the next episode. So between now and then, I will wait for this research to finish. It should be done soonish. And then we will be able to actually place some trains and get the first one activated, which is coal. And then replace some of these intercity caravans with rail in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.